What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sydney, and it's a Friday afternoon here in Sydney. It's a bit chilly. It was roughly 4 degrees when I left home. It's now 7 degrees Celsius. That is low 30s for those of you in America, so not warm at all. Guys, I want to talk to you today about sometimes when you struggle to get out of bed in the morning, for those of you who do, because I know it's not just me on occasions. And look, there's a number of things that can actually cause this, and I'd say one of the biggest reasons is lack of sleep, lack of good nutrition, but probably the most difficult to overcome, because if you're tired, you can go, oh, I'm tired, it's okay, I'll get sleep tonight. Right? But if you're hungry, you just get up and eat something, right? But if you're struggling with something, or if you're feeling unmotivated, that's a whole new kettle of fish. And I guess the reason I wanted to talk about this morning was following on with my topic of yesterday, which was identify one of the warning signs of depression in coworkers. Because there's lots of different signs of depression, and struggling to get up in the morning regularly and consistently is actually one of those things. And it's, I guess, largely associated with a real lack of purpose, or real lack of understanding about why it's important to get up. I mean, if you wake up in the morning and your will to stay in bed is greater than your will to go to work, typically speaking, other than obviously lack of sleep and lack of nutrition, you'll know if you've been neglecting yourself in those ways. You'll really be looking at a case of, am I not happy in my job anymore, or is there something deeper going on in person? Yeah, and look, another reason can be, especially it's winter at the moment, obviously warm beds are very nice. So if it's winter, because the thing is, right, if you are struggling to get out of bed because it's cold, then by staying in bed regularly, it can actually cause you to be regularly late for work, or regularly not have breakfast and get the correct nutrition, or it can create a new bad habit. And the problem with these habits is that they become ingrained, and they actually start to impact you in other ways. So let's say, for example, it's winter and you don't get out of bed because it's too cold. Okay, well, then you're late to work, and you get in trouble at work being late. Then you feel like an idiot because you didn't get up earlier. Then you start to feel down on yourself. And I'm not saying that one day you're going to wake up and be late to work and slump into depression, but if it becomes a pattern, it can very, very easily happen, guys. And I don't want that to happen to any of you. If you have to go out and buy an electronic timer that you've got hooked up to your heater, that starts your heater in your bedroom an hour before you get up, do that. If you're worried about the electricity bill, find a way to cut down your expenses to compensate for that. Because I guarantee you, it's cheaper to pay a bit of extra electricity than to not have a job. Your net income and your net financial position will be much better if you do that. And habits take about 5 to 8 weeks to form. And how long does winter last for? Roughly about 12 weeks. Sometimes it can feel a bit colder for longer than that. Particularly if you're someone that forms habits fairly easily. All it takes is the first month of winter to be locked into that phase. So I just want you guys to think about how your choices interlink with other things and impact each other, and impact you either positively or negatively, because it's the choices you make that form your outcomes, and your outcomes are directly attributable to yourself. Yes, you might have a photography business, right? Like Kodak, I think it was early 2000s, late 90s, whenever it was early mid 2000s. Kodak was a photography business, and they sold film and they did processing, and they were pumping, like they were rolling in it. And then digital photography came along and they didn't adapt. because they thought they could just run alongside digital photography, but they fucked up and they lost their prominence in the marketplace, and now they're just a budget no-name brand, and they're not super profitable. In fact, the only thing that's really keeping them profitable is patents and diversification that they've gotten into. And when I say diversification, I'm not talking about diversity hiring. I'm talking about, you know, being smart and realizing that you can't have all your eggs in one basket anymore, because that's what they did before and that's where they messed up. So, and I think that it's a good idea for you guys to have less of your eggs in the same basket and start to diversify a little bit. Start to understand what's going to give you the best return on your investment. And I don't just mean this with money, guys. I mean this with time also, right? I mean this with time also. Right? Start to think about how it is that you can really create. Right? That you can really create a situation where your time is best utilized. Whether that be for the things that you love, whether that be for the things that hold purpose for you, you know, whether it be for the ones you love. And guys, it's one thing to do things for the ones you love, but it's another thing to do things for the ones that you love to your own detriment, right? Because if you're not looking after yourself, you can't look after others. And this is something that I want you to take to the bank, and I want you to take to your deathbed, because it's just so important that you realize and understand and grasp that concept, you know. And apparently in Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life book, someone actually shared with me, someone watching this stream right now actually, someone shared with me yesterday, and I can't remember the exact words, but the effect was, don't compare yourself to somebody else today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Because there are going to be times when you look at where you're at and you say, man, why am I so far behind everyone else? Right? You never look at the people behind you. You only look at the people that are where you want to be already. And I think it's very important to be consciously aware of that, because if you're not aware of that, you're always going to feel like you're sitting behind the marker compared to everybody else, and you're really not. I mean, the fact that you guys have got internet and you're streaming YouTube right now, I mean, there's people that don't even have internet, right? There's people that can't even afford to eat, right? Like, if you can't afford to eat, email me now, because we need to fix that. Or better yet, cancel your internet connection and go buy something to eat with the money that you saved. Right? Man Matter said start with just doing a push-up every 2 days at a push-up. At the end of 20 days, you're doing 10 push-ups a day, right? And that's exactly right. And that's a really great metaphor for other things that you're trying to achieve also. Pretty sure I went too far here. Because you think about it, right? If even if you're not where you want to be or where you think you should be compared to, you know, what you see in others, just say to yourself, you know, where was I yesterday, and have I made progress? And if I haven't made progress from yesterday to today, what went wrong, and what can I do to make progress today? And what can I do to build myself up in this moment right now? What is a small action or decision that I can make or take that will improve where I'm at right now? And if you can start doing that, then you're going to find yourself in a much better position tomorrow than you were today, even if only incrementally. So I challenge you guys to do that. You know, I really ask that you look at what your opportunities are and where your where your growth requirements lie. Right? So you can find out what it is that you're going to do, so that tomorrow, when you ask yourself the question about who am I today compared to what I was tomorrow, you can say, you know what? I've made progress. So, anyway, guys, Metal Dude, I support you in getting back to lifting weights today. Just remember what I said if you're struggling with it. And, you know, MGTOW Farmer has a very, very good point. And this is some advice that I've also taken on for myself before you even said that. Look what bills you can get rid of or lessen by December. I will own my power system and my power costs each year are then neutral. Oh yeah, I'll own my power system and my power costs each year will be neutral. The system will take 4 years to pay itself off. So yeah, like a solar system with the external battery, so that you can be completely self-sufficient. That's a really, really good idea. Strongly suggest that anyone who's thinking about doing something like that, go ahead and do it. It's a great idea. There's absolutely no shame in it whatsoever. I think it's fantastic. Ollie Town says, when you work long shifts for a few days, it's necessary for me to stay in bed, sometimes half day on my day off. Despite this, I was never late for work. 22 years of work behind me. Yeah, look, I mean, Ollie Town, I'm sure that we can both agree that that is an exception to the rule. It's not that you're struggling to get out of bed for work. It's that you're letting your body recuperate. If you're struggling to get out of bed for work because you're trying to let your body recuperate, then that would come under the umbrella of not getting enough sleep, which I was referring to earlier in the video. Now guys, if you know someone that needs to hear this, please share it with them. Hit that thumbs up. If you're one of the people that's watching this that have not yet subscribed to my videos, please hit that subscribe button down below and the bell next to it for your daily advice, your daily red pills, and your daily Sydney. Anyway guys, I've got a fair few things on this weekend, so I may not be around. I may be. I'll see how I go. But if I don't see you over the weekend, then I will see you first thing Monday morning, which is Sunday night for you guys in America. Alright, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for jumping in. Oh yeah, we got Mad MGTOW. Says best thing to do is get the unlimited power plans. $450 per year unlimited power. Money saved. That's obviously in America because we don't have that in Australia yet. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Smart move. Alright guys, I am out of here for now. It was good to see you all. I really appreciate you, and go and have a look through the last chat comments. For those of you who are watching this for the first time, there's some great advice from some of my subscribers who are watching this right now. MGTOW Farmer and Metal Dude, you know, about which plans they've gone on for their mobile and internet data, about which plans they've gone on for their power to save money and increase the gap between your expenses and your income, right? Because the more, right, if you're, I know you're wondering why I need this for the touchscreen, but if your income is here and your expenses are here, you're going into debt badly. But if your income is here and your outgoings are here, you're saving a bit of money. If your income's here and your expenses are here, you're saving a shitload of money, and so forth and so forth. Anyway guys, hopefully that has been helpful to you, and be aware of all of these things. You know, be aware of the signs that you might be starting to develop bad habits. If you have to go and buy a timer to put your heater on an hour before you start work, go and do it. It will be a fantastic investment for you, and it will make your mornings much more enjoyable and enable you to keep the good habits of basically going to bed at the right time, getting out of bed at the right time, getting to work on time, and you know, make sure that your headaches in life are minimized, because at the end of the day, going your own way is all about increasing the positives in your life and minimizing the negatives, right? Regardless of whether or not, you know, you want to include you know, the whole dating and marriage discussion in that equation. Going your own way is essentially about looking after yourself first and foremost, and part of doing that is developing good habits and keeping good health. All right, man, I appreciate you all. Big love to my brothers there, and I will see you next time. Peace.